The one at TaylorMade golf club that completely flopped. And Rick Shiels, of all people, predicted it last year.
Or why did it fail in the past? Possibly for the same reasons it might fail this time.
Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon down here at Sanford Springs Golf Club, and we're gonna go and collect. We're not gonna go collect. I collected it last night. I'm gonna show you the clip of me collecting this TaylorMade golf club that came out last year, retailed at £269, and I'm gonna go and pick it up for less than a third of that. Not only that, if you were looking at auctions on eBay over the last month or so, comfortably, that's not even a good price for it, what I'm picking it up for. It's going for even less than that when it comes to active bids on eBay. So therefore, when I was doing research for this club, because I knew it was modern, I knew it just came out, I knew it was very expensive when it was released, wanted to do a bit of digging. What is it all about? Why has it not done as well? And obviously Rick's review of the club is top of the list with nearly 500,000 views on it, and he made some very good points. Some points that probably suggest why this club hasn't performed that well in the secondary market. And I always talk about a club flopping or doing well or not. It's always down to the market. I feel the secondary market is a great testament to how well the club has done. Forget retail, forget the advertising, forget who's playing on tour. When it gets to the secondary sales, how many people are taking it out of their bag and selling it, and how many people are keeping it, as well as how many people are then desiring that club. Cobra F9, very good example. It's more expensive than the Speed Zone, even though it's 1 year older. Let's go and pick this club up. Let me show you exactly what we're getting, and yeah, love to hear your thoughts. Right, good evening guys, just on my way to go and pick up this TaylorMade Trust putter. Been listed for over a week, which is quite surprising. It was listed at £100, and there's this putter, I don't know, it's probably less than a year old, or pretty much came out in September the 2020, so last year, let's say, just over, for over 200, I can't remember what it was, 229, 240 pounds. The fact this has been listed on Facebook for over a week now at £100 is quite surprising. But it didn't get the best reviews or the best feedback, and aesthetically probably doesn't suit most people's eyes, so that's probably the reason why. I'm now going to go and pick it up for 80. I went in a bit cheeky at £70, the gentleman came back at 80. I thought that was a very fair price, and obviously I've never tried this putt, I've never touched it. Unfortunately, it hasn't got the original grip, which is somewhat annoying, but for £80 we can't complain. So let's go and pick up TaylorMade's worst selling putter of 2020, or probably the last 4 years. Right, street lamp reviews are very much back in action. Now we're coming into mid-November. TaylorMade Trust putter. Head covers actually looks like it's in really good condition, as I say. Doesn't have the original grip, which is somewhat disappointing. But overall, if you actually look at the condition, as you can see, bottom of the putter basically looks immaculate. I'm obviously going to show you some better images and obviously test it tomorrow when I get to the golf course. We've got a bit of daylight, but bottom of the putter, immaculate condition. Sadly, a bit of wear on the face. Now, I don't know if that's common with these Trust putters, which obviously it's a bit disappointing. This putter hardly looks used, and obviously if the paint wears away, that will put a lot of people off, and doesn't help when it comes to obviously the resale value. As you can see, the hosel, somewhat suspect. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I'll be interested to see how it performs and my thoughts tomorrow. As £80 for a TaylorMade putter, I know prices are getting a bit cheaper coming into winter, but for a year-old putter and a very popular model design, I think it's quite good value. Right, boys and girls, back down here at Sanford, and here it is in daylight. I'm going to show you some pricing, because let's be honest, TaylorMade is one of the most popular, if not the most popular, putting brand. So many tour players use TaylorMade putters. The Spider does exceptionally well. Any variation they normally bring out to the market does very well in its own right. This, however, hasn't. The one thing that we didn't know when this first released is how poor the condition is off the face. I see quite a few eBay listings of the face wearing away like that, and that doesn't help its secondary value. Like a brand new one, don't get me wrong, face inserts, and this has happened to TaylorMade inserts in the past, like the older Spider putters. I think they've done better more recently. I think the faces definitely stay more intact, but any putter where you see the middle cracked, chipped, even if it's not like a big dig out of it, so it's not actually going to affect the performance, I think I think psychologically that is going to affect someone standing over it, and more importantly the amount of people that actually want the putter. I think this putter would sell for £40 more than it is currently if the face was just intact, and I see so many eBay listings of this happening. But as I was saying, putters this year, especially last year, throughout have been very scarce. There's not been many opportunities to get hold of them. Therefore, people are paying over the odds for old putters, old Spiders, old Scotties, old Odyssey putters. We're talking £100 for an Odyssey 2-ball. We're talking £200 for an old Spider putter. Whereas this bad boy has been sitting under the £100 mark, even though it was released last year for £269. Which goes to show how many people didn't buy this, how many pro shops were left with this, and how many people that took it back out the bag because they just didn't have any faith in it. Let's give it a few hits and give you my thoughts. Okay, so we've had a few hits with the putter, tested it a few times from different areas, different ranges, and here's my general thoughts. This putter is now an underrated beginner's putter, and let me explain why. Number one, anything under £80 for this putter I think is great value, and I can't see it going any lower than that, because after all it is a 2020 TaylorMade putter with a TaylorMade putter insert. It feels like a TaylorMade putter. Soft, good roll, great forgiveness off the face, great sound, everything that you could get from a modern day putter. There's a reason I don't do putter reviews, is because, to be honest, I can honestly tell you the blindest bit of difference between one £300 putter and the other, because they're weighted, they feel great. Arguably it's really annoying that I've got a different grip on it altogether. Like, anyone that buys a brand new putter over £200 and changes the grip within 3 months deserves to be shot. But overall, even with that being said, the face is the face, the head is forgiving, great rolling, great feeling, everything that you would expect from a high-end TaylorMade putter. But here's why I say it's a great beginner's putter, or someone that's potentially lost faith with their putting. The general head design of that truss triangle that you got at the top of the putter is very visual from address. But I felt like I was just hitting it with the back of my hand. It felt like the head was never going to move. Now it does move, because the longer the putts got, the more I felt I kind of wanted to revert to more of my arcing style. But from the short ones, and just as a visual aspect, as a beginner, if you feel like you're just going back and through, which is relatively impossible unless you're at a 90-degree angle to the putter, it's a great confidence booster. From the shorter putts, I felt extremely confident. I felt the putter face wasn't going to move, and I felt I was going to hit the middle of the cup more often than not. The problem why I feel this is going to be difficult for an advanced putter is because then you're kind of going through two different techniques on the longer ones. You feel like you're going back and through on the short ones, but as soon as you try and actually give it a bit of welly, go for the longer ones, all of a sudden you're like, do I keep it at the target or do I let it rotate naturally around my body? Which any kind of confusion that you put in your putting stroke is going to add to more putts in a round, and therefore higher scores on your golf day. Now I have to say, the review that Rick did on this putter last year, I have to say was one of the best, and his closing statements of the putter basically just sums up my thoughts as well at this putter when it came out at $269.
For me, as I mentioned at the start of this video, this isn't new technology, it's been around before. Why did it fail in the past? Possibly for the same reasons it might fail this time. It's not the best looking thing in the world, but truss. It's not original, it's been copied before. And for me, I'll be honest, unless you went for this style, which actually looks like a decent shape, I don't think truss is going to do anything whatsoever. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video.
However, even though I agree with everything Rick said in his closing statements, it leaves us in a lovely position now. This didn't tick any of the boxes. Wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing putter, wasn't the most MOI, wasn't the most blade, wasn't the most sleek, wasn't potentially the most forgiving, whatever you want to call it. But it is a TaylorMade putter, a very premium putter with the same insert, the same shaft, the same design, the same technology, the same weighting as all the other big brands out there, and it was retailed at $269. This has got a lot of technology, a lot of R&D, and even though you might not see that on the face value, if you've been putting for a very long time and you know your style, I think it's almost a no-brainer at £60 on a late night auction, £70, £80 if you can find one of these in better condition or the same condition, and you're upgrading your clubs from your package set or your Donne or your hand-me-downs, because I can't see it going any cheaper. It's a top brand, premium brand, and at 269 it didn't really do anything. But now we're in a lovely situation where no one wants it, everyone's forgotten about it, and it's sitting there ready to actually help your golf game. One interesting thought before we sum up and finish this video is Rick's 2019 driver review of the F9 was one of his most popular reviews, over 1 million views. He loved it, a lot of people loved it. It wasn't just him, it was a lot of influencers. It was the easier choice, 349, £100 cheaper than everything else on the market, and pretty much did what all the others did, as well as looked a bit different. That being said, he fully backed it and had it in the bag all year, and that driver is still going for £249, £239 actively on eBay. Rick didn't like this putter, didn't give it the stamp of approval, and basically said it's a waste of time. A year later, you can pick this up for less than a third of what it retailed at. All I'm potentially saying is that if Rick gives something a bad review, wait a year and you might be able to grab yourself a nice bargain. So guys, there you have it, the TaylorMade Trust Putter, less than a year old, £200 cheaper than when it first came out, and I've narrowed it down to exactly who should be having this in the bag with very little risk of losing money. These aren't going to go down to £50, £40. These are very much going to stay where they are in that certain price bracket. If you like this video, leave it a like, subscribe if you're new. Catch you guys there.
Morning Tom, hope you're doing well.
Afternoon mate, well done on the lesson, and evening Alan, not a problem at all. And testing the G30s and afternoon gents, on my way to the lockup. Go pick up the Mura iron.